Welcome back to Car Juice. The M850 coupe is quite a car, and it actually has a pretty decent trunk, if I was to say so myself. I guess you could say that I'm the squeeze on the M850 Grand Coupe, because I said Grand Coupe, I meant coupe. Not really much has changed compared to the 2024 review that I did on the M8 Grand Coupe model a couple of months ago. But this car is still really awesome, and I still wanted to take an opportunity to go ahead and review it for you guys. It's got the same 4.4 liter V8 as the M8, but it only has a single turbo compared to a twin turbo setup. But then you're still gonna have these massive intercoolers up here, additional strut bracing with the cool BMW roundel on them. And let me tell you guys, this thing corners so well. The M850 just handles extremely cleanly. It's got the perfect amount of horsepower at that 523 horsepower, and it's got a 0 to 60 somewhere in the low threes, about 3.1, 3.2 seconds. You've got nice, beautiful Goodyear tires wrapped around all four corners, like matching perfectly with this vehicle's all-wheel drive system. 245 by 40 by 20 on the front, and then you've got 275 on the rear, so these are nice and girthy. 275, 30, 20. So these are very thin wheels, as you guys can see there. And then this car is also rocking the M Sport Pro package. So it's got the blacked out kidney grille with the matte finish that they added in 2024. And then you've also got these black kidney grille, or black brake calipers that just really tie in all the black on the rest of the vehicle a little bit better. Love how this car came out. These rear wheels also do turn in whenever you're handling in different corners and stuff like that, and it feels like the car is kind of just perpetually drifting. This car also, I just wanted to show you guys the window sticker, is also equipped with the adaptive M Suspension Pro as standard and M Sport differential, and these nice multifunctional seats. So these are the true merino leather seats. More on this here in a second, but they have heating and ventilation, which is quite nice. Other things to note on the window sticker are the driving assistance package and the driving assistance pro package. Drive assist is basically things like your blind spot monitoring, which is that little triangle in the window there. And then the drive assist pro is the nice thing. So you've got the active Drive Assist Pro, which is basically just radar cruise control, so the vehicle will hold itself in its lane and then also modulate the distance between you and the vehicle in front of it. But then that extended traffic jam assistant is really one of the nice big things to point out. So it uses the radar sensor in front of the car there, and if you're ever stuck on the interstate going under 40 miles an hour for probably 5 to 10 minutes, the car will actually notify you and let you know that the Drive Assist Professional package can step in and offer extended traffic jam assist. So anytime you're under 40 on the highway, it'll basically just drive itself for you. We've already talked about the trunk, but it's ample. If you wanted to put down the seats, you could probably fit 2 sets of golf bags in the back here. While we have the seat and door open, there's not really any legroom in the back with the passenger seat all the way put back, so it's more or less just for insurance purposes. But with the seat put forward, we are not going to have like too many problems as far as like getting storage or stuff like that back there. And then if you have a 5'8" driver, let me scoot over here and I'll show you guys the kind of legroom that you can expect with a 5'8" rear passenger and a 5'8" driver. Yeah, the back seat does not leave much room for literally anyone. That's like less than an inch. And then headroom is not much better. Like my head is touching and I'm really short. It's kind of crazy. It's more so for insurance purposes or possibly storage of a briefcase. So if you did need to put down those rear seats to get a set of clubs or anything like that in the back, it's not like you're really losing much, as you wouldn't be able to put anybody back here anyway. I can fit in basically every back seat, and that is like completely unacceptable. I'm not going to put the seat back because I will just get crunched. Well, for science, right? So if you put that seat back, it's going to automatically start going backwards, and then I got to stop it, but because I would literally get crunched. That's not a good idea. Oh my gosh. On the inside of the door here, though, you do have this really cool carbon core badge, as basically from the A pillar to the C pillar, basically all of this chunk here in the middle has a carbon core that runs through the center, which helps with chassis rigidity and stabilization. The seat, as you put it back, it will automatically recline back into the previous position. Looks really good, and overall just kind of tucks everything right where it should go. Bowers & Wilkins audio system, that was a $3,400 option that we featured on the window sticker there. So the mids are made out of Kevlar, and then the tweeters are made out of diamond. So it's got a very high sound quality, and I have a customer who's a lawyer and has an M5, and he will not buy a car without it. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system is really cool. The speakers also will light up white at night, which is really nifty, but at $3,400, they better light up. Last option on the window sticker that I wanted to point out is just that this one has the carbon fiber trim. No cool carbon fiber paddles like a lot of the other cars, but you just basically are just getting that extra little piece of carbon right in the center there. Let's go ahead and throw you guys probably right on there at the dashboard and another camera on the window over there, and we'll take this thing on a bit of a quick cruise. In the driver's seat, thankfully, first off and foremost, the seatbelt is actually really easy to get. I recently picked up an E92 2009 335, and I have to reach all the way to Narnia in order to actually put this thing in, put my seatbelt on and everything like that in that car. So it's really nice to have a car that I can easily just reach the seatbelt. Random goodies and stuff like that just down here. So you've got a little wireless charging tray where you can put your phone in, and there are no abilities to keep your phone cool, so it will get a little bit roasty toasty. So I'd recommend probably just using this for like short drives, just to keep your phone topped off. But if you use it for longer road trips with Apple CarPlay, it probably will get your phone a little bit too hot where you won't be able to continue using CarPlay. So just keep that in mind while you're going on longer trips in the car. The gauge cluster is the same as all of the other Idrive 7 vehicles. It's got this little sensor here because it's got the Drive Assist Pro package. Basically, that's just monitoring my eye position and making sure that I'm paying attention to the road while I'm taking this thing around the corners. I'm gonna get my ventilated seats put on here. The ventilated seats help cool the sweat off on your back a little bit quicker, but they don't make a huge difference. But on a nice 87-degree day, I tell you what, that'll get your keister, cooled here pretty quickly there, friend. A lot better than not having anything at all, for sure. Plus, since it's standard, I can't gripe about it too much. The rear wheel steering in parking situations is so nice because at low speeds, the wheels turn in opposing directions to the front wheels, and then at high speeds, they actually turn in the same direction, so that the car will basically hold onto the road and change lanes a little bit more dynamically. It also helps reduce turning radius, which is quite nice. I wish that since this thing had the carbon fiber trim and you're paying the extra $300 that you'd get the carbon paddles or at least a carbon steering wheel, but to each their own. In comfort mode, the car is quick and peppy, and not too loud. Overall, it's just a nice, just very dailyable. You can take a phone call inside of the car without too much issue. I love all of the soft touch things around the entire vehicle. I wish the headliner was maybe Alcantara, but just little quirks and features that I would personally like in my own if I was putting, $113,000 into a car like this. The center console is heated whenever you have your heated seats on, so that'll keep your hands or your arms nice and warm. Also, the armrests on the door are heated as well. I love the feel and appearance of this car. If you are looking for like a nice luxurious driver's car, this is like the perfect fit. The M8 can be a little bit more stiff than this car is, and also it's also like 50 grand cheaper than a full-on M8 and has basically the same engine. And it just drives really good. It's so much smoother than a regular M8, but you're still getting that M Sport differential so that the car is able to lean around the corner. It's also got that Adaptive Suspension Pro, so it's going to adapt and lean into those corners really, really effectively whenever you're pushing this thing. But if you're not planning on tracking it, maybe save the 50 grand and go with the M850. No real changes at all for the 2025 model year. Basically the same as the 2024, which was also very similar to the 2019. So more or less the car is kind of the same and has been the same for quite some time. But if it ain't broke, sometimes you don't have to fix it. Sounds really good. It does have a valved exhaust, so whenever you're changing through the gears and you're throwing it in Sport Plus, you will pick up some extra sound and some extra power to those rear wheels, sending 70% of the power to the rear whenever you're in Sport Plus versus 60% in regular comfort mode. Car changes direction, almost no body roll for a daily driver kind of car. You're not going to want to take this thing to the track because it weighs just probably too much. And those tires do a really good job at holding to the road, so you're not gonna feel like you're just holding on for dear life. It's a very balanced car, very much dailyable. And I took one of our M550s to Chicago back in February of last year and managed to get really good fuel economy on it as well. On the interstate, I averaged about 27, 28 miles per gallon, and then around town, about 19. This car is quoted with 19 miles per gallon combined. That is coming from a 17 mile per gallon on the city and then 24 on the highway. It does have an 8-speed ZF transmission. Throw this thing into Eco Pro mode, which cuts some of the power and allows it to coast over hills. And you really realistically could see 26, 27 miles per gallon, but if you're spending $113,000, you're not buying it for the fuel economy. It does feature wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and it works well enough that it has basically everything you need. I also really appreciate that this car still has these lovely climate control buttons instead of going to the screen like it is on the 8 and 8.5 cars. So that's definitely a win for the M850 Grand Coupe. So should you buy an M850? I would say so, especially if you're considering a Porsche and you are a little bit of a taller guy. You might find that this car is a better fit for you. If you are in the market for one, this one is available for sale at the dealership that I work at, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. And you can just ask for Caleb. You can still build these through the end of the year, but next year they're finally going to come out with the, probably, I'm guessing it'll be called an M860 at that point. The styling and renderings for that car look really futuristic and really cool. Good safety systems and everything like that on this car. As you'll see here, it does have a top-down camera and is capable of doing the self-parking. However, compared to all of our other cars, the cameras are much lower resolution at only 1080p. All of our other vehicles pretty much feature full-on 4K cameras and then can do the full-on self-driving thing as well, versus this car can't. It's a great car in 2019, still a great car in 2025, just a little bit dated compared to a lot of our other vehicles, but it's a great vehicle, looks great, styles great, seats are comfortable. If you like the car, get it. You like what you like. It's just make sure that you're exploring some of your options and stuff like that. But if you are exploring them, explore them here with me at BMW Cincinnati North. But without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash the like button and the subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subs before the end of the year. Hopefully that works. And hopefully 10,000 before May and go full time sometime next year. Love doing these car reviews for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces. Oh hey, welcome back to Car Juice. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 BMW M850 Coupe.